What's really good, YouTube? This is District 1, and today I'll be reviewing one of the most polarizing shoes that are released from New Balance this year, the 990 V6 Action Bronson Baklava. But before I dive into it, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bells for any updates. It really helps me out. So this pair is a collaboration between my favorite rapper and multi-hyphenate of this past decade. No, it's not Kanye. Government name, Arian Aslani. He also goes by Bam Bam Baklava. He also goes by Bronsolino. He also goes by Bam Bam, but mostly known for his name as Action Bronson. So what does this guy not do? He's a TV presenter, he's a rapper, he's a songwriter, he's an olive oil purveyor, he's a dating show host, look it up, and he also is a shoe collaborator. Honestly, I'm just jealous. I think he has the best life. Now let me take you into how I discovered this guy in the first place. So the first time I discovered Action was back in 2010, 2011. During this time, I was heavy scrolling through the underground hip-hop blogs, and at the time, New York boom bap sound was the soundtrack of my life, and I came across Action Bronson's Dr. Lecter. The charismatic lyricism and catchy beats puts this album as a top 10 album, no joke, of my lifetime. After doing some more research, Action was much more than that, in that he was studied in the culinary arts, being a chef himself, as well as posting 240p cooking videos on YouTube during its infancy. Basically, this dude is your best friend's annoyingly lovable musclehead stoner cousin, except more accomplished. Now fast forward to 2023 and he has his very own sneaker collaboration because, you know, why not? And he has always been putting on unhyped sneakers and unhyped silhouettes for the longest, having had collaborations that were canceled with Adidas, but the stars aligned with New Balance and he has been putting this brand on his whole life, even before it was cool, so it just made sense. And this being the first collaboration for the 990 V6, this is a special pair that extends beyond its association with Bam Bam. So how I caught these sneakers, you guys know I'm 100% manual gang, and I was vigilant on the Instagram notifications. So on Instagram, Action Bronson announced that they were going to release it on March 17th without a time specified. I assumed they were gonna drop at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I guessed right. They had a captcha that said F that's ... Of course it's delicious. Logged in instantly as a true fan that I am, and I got the dub. But I can't say that a lot of others did because it was extremely limited. They even dropped a week later on the NewBalance.com website, but they only had 20 pairs. Now if you're NewBalance.com, I'd say do a little bit better because 20 pairs on an online drop is a bit embarrassing, but I'm glad I secured my pair. Getting into this pair of sneakers and remembering that the through line for these sneakers is secret bonus features. And starting with the box here, you see the secret bonus features already represented in the clear print of New Balancing on the top, as well as Baklava and New Balance co-branding on the side. And inside on the box lid here, you have a QR code which has a link to the specializinginlife.com website where these sneakers are sold. Starting with the toe box, you see this rich brown suede panel that represents, according to Action, Baklava, the dessert itself. Copper and silver 3M panels transition upward from this suede panel, and all of this sits on top of a neon green mesh panel that is inspired by a crocodile rising from the swamp, or like he puts it, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Going up from the mid panel, we see a pine green 3M panel with New Balance branding. Jumping to the tongue, we see a gray mesh that is signature to New Balance shoes. I think this is an ode to New Balance's heritage. Rope laces are laced throughout the gray suede and 3M pine green eye stays in this stark magenta purple color. Note that there are no extra laces in this pair because Action doesn't want you to mess with a piece of art. Eventually, this tongue transitions to light gray panels with Baklava and V6 co-branding. On the lateral side, we see more of that Baklava-esque suede panels with 990 printing on the heel area. So 990 V6 as a model eschewed the midfoot panel, and instead here we see the N as well as two huge 3M panels in copper and gray for a super fluorescent bonus feature when taking pictures. Throughout all of this 3M craziness, underneath is more of that TMNT, green splash and mesh. And all of this upper sits on top of a midsole in arrays of blue that represents waves of the ocean. Super splashy here. I see and I love how the colors jive with the organic surfacing of the midsole. On the back side, there's a unique purple mesh panel which does seem a little bit out of place, but I feel that this is a shared design trait amongst all of the Action Bronson V6 collaborations, so I guess I'm cool with that. There's also a TPU panel with New Balance and Made in USA branding in bright orange, and I am assuming that the orange color choice here is a subtle nod to the New York Knicks meshing well with the blue midsole and outsole. For the inner liner here, it features a pine green mesh very similar to the scales of a crocodile, and the insoles feature Baklava and New Balance co-branding. For the outsole is a crazy array of icy blue colors contrasted with black for the endurance rubber. All of this sits on top of a very comfortable fuel cell ink cap midsole hybrid. So in regards to sizing, I went down a half size from my true to size, which is a size 8. So here in this case, I went a size 7.5, which I also go for my other New Balance 990 models, which includes the V3, V4, V5, and V2. So with this sizing, what I found was that the overall length of the shoe matched my feet perfectly. Also, the width of the shoe also matched the width of my feet because I'm a normal width person. But what I did find was that there was a little bit of a tight area around my pinky toe, but I think that will settle out in time as I break in the shoe. In terms of craftsmanship, the premium quality materials are what you'd expect from a New Balance 990. The suedes are buttery soft and the panels are cleanly constructed. The only room for improvement, I would say, would be minor glue stains between the midsole and the upper, but I'll be beating these, so it's no issue for me. Enough of the overview here, let's go and have a fit check. So this fit pick here is the debut of the sneaker. This pair debuted alongside Action's debut into wrestling actually, where he had a tag team partnership with Hook on TNT's AEW Rampage. And in this fit pick here, you see Alchemist rocking them. You know Action has to lace up his homies. And this is a great composition of earth tones with a little pop of green on the feet. And here I really love this dark selvage denim, really contrasting with the bright crazy colors of the shoe. And I gotta say, I think that with this chunky silhouette, it really works better with baggier pants. Let me know if you think the same in the comments. And here's me lacing them up. So my personal thoughts is that as a lifelong Action Bronson fan, being to 3 of his shows, as well as being a huge New Balance nerd for the past few years, this pair was a no-brainer. In addition to that, the colorway is so wild, I'm certain I don't have anything like this in my whole collection. So it's definitely a keeper. Because of my personal ties to this sneaker and the collaborator, I know it's early, but without a doubt, this is the sneaker of the year for me. But if you guys missed out, later this year, New Balance and Action Bronson are cooking up 2 new colorways of this model, the Lapis Lazuli, as well as a banana themed colorway. But I gotta say, this is the best pair out of the 3. But in the end, I'd love to hear what you guys think. Are you guys feeling this colorway? Are you gonna wait for the other 2 colorways to drop? Please sound off in the comments down below. I respond to every single comment. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. I thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.